Hello students, how are you? I am Binay Kumar Singh, lecturer English in Sardar Patel Inter College, Chirgaon, district Jhansi. Students, I am going to teach you the second part of the lesson The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand. Students, in previous parts we studied how the child was happy and busy in jumping and dancing around the banyan tree. Let's start. Come, child, come. They called to the child who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree, and gathering him up, they took the narrow, winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard field. As they entered the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. Students, when the child was prancing round the banyan tree, jumping and dancing round the banyan tree, the parents of the child called him to them, and taking him with themselves, they took the narrow footpath, round and round footpath, which took them to the fair through the field of mustard crop. As the parents entered the village, the child could see many footpaths, and from the footpaths, throngs means crowd of people were converging into the whirlpool of fear, and that's why the child felt at once suddenly pushed away and fascinated, means charmed at the same time, to see the world in which he was going to enter, because he was confused. A sweetmeat seller hawked gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi at the corner of the entrance, and a crowd pressed round his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets decorated with the leaves of silver and gold. The child stared open eyed and his mouth watered for the barfi that was his favorite sweet. I want that barfi, he slowly murmured. But he half knew as he begged that his plea would not be heeded, because his parents would say he was greedy. So, without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Students, as soon as the child and his parents entered the fair, they came across a shop of sweets. The sweet meat seller was shouting gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi, etc. Just at the corner of the entrance, a big crowd was pressing on his counter at the foot of architecture, maker of multicolored sweets. The sweets were decorated with the leaves of silver and gold. When the child saw multicolored sweets, he kept on staring with wide opened eyed, and his mouth watered for barfi, because barfi was his favorite sweet. Very slowly, the child muttered that he wanted that barfi. But as the child knew, when he requested his parents to have barfi, he knew that his request would never be heard. Heeded means heard or paid attention. His request would never be fulfilled because his parents would say he was greedy. So the child didn't wait for any answer. He moved ahead. चलिए देखते हैं. Sorry. Next, a flower seller hawk. A garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. The child seemed irresistibly drawn by the implacable sweetness of the scents that came floating on the wings of languid air. He went towards the basket where the flowers were heaped and half murmured, I want that garland. But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say they were cheap. So, without waiting for an answer, he moved on. The next shop the child came across was the shop of a flower seller. The flower seller was hawking a garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. The child was extremely charmed because of the sweet smell and scent of the flowers which was coming to him on the wings of sweet smells soaked air. So the child moved towards the basket of flowers where the flowers were heaped. The child murmured that he wanted a garland, but the child was well familiar with the intention of his parents. He knew that his parents would deny to purchase the flower or garland because they would say that the garland was cheap one, the flowers were cheap one. So he didn't wait for any answer and he moved on. Let's see next one. A man stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green and purple balloon flying from it. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of the silken colors and he was possessed by an overwhelming desire to possess them all. But he well knew his parents would never buy him the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with such toys. So he walked on farther. Next, the child came to a man who had a pole in his hand from which different colors of balloons were flying. Yellow, red, green, purple colored balloons were flying. The child was carried away towards the balloon because he was very much impressed from the rainbow colors of the balloons. And he was obsessed by strong wish to have all the balloons. But the child was very well familiar with the answer of his parents. He knew that they would never purchase even a single balloon for him. They would say that he was too old, he was so old that he could not play with such toys as balloons. So the child went on. The child moved on. Students, let's see the meanings of important difficult words. Winding, with bends or curves in it. Throngs, crowd. Repelled, pushed away. Fascinated, charmed. Implacable, that cannot be appeased. Heeded, paid attention or addressed. Languid, slow moving. Cheap, low priced. Overwhelming, very strong. Students, let's study next paragraph. A juggler stood playing flute to a snake which coiled itself in a basket. Its head raised in a graceful bend like the neck of a swan, while music stole into its invisible ears like the gentle rippling of a miniature waterfall. The child went towards the juggler, but knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear such coarse music as the jugglers played, he proceeded further. Dear students, the child came across a juggler who was playing pipe to a snake. The snake had coiled itself in a basket and it had raised its hood in a very graceful manner, in a very stylish manner, just like the neck of a swan, a kind of bird. While the music which was being created by the flute reached to the invisible, unseen ears of the snake, just like the sound of the waves of a small waterfall. The child was charmed to the beautiful music and he went towards the juggler. But melodious music, but knowing that his parents had already prohibited him to hear such music as jugglers played, the child went on further. Farther. The child moved on further. Now let's see next one. There was a roundabout in full swing. Men, women, and children carried away in a whirling motion, shrieked and their cried with their dizzy laughter. The child watched them intently, going round and round, a pink blush of a smile on his face, his eyes rippling with the same movement, his lips parted in amazement, till he felt he himself was being carried round. The ring seemed to go fiercely at first, then gradually it began to move less fast. Presently, the child wrapped finger in his mouth beheld it stop. This time before his overpowering love for the anticipated sensation of movement had been chilled by the thought of his parents' eternal denial. He made a bold request. I want to go on the roundabout. Please, father, mother. Dear students, this time the child reached to a roundabout swing. The roundabout was moving very fast. Men, women, children could be seen being carried away in whirling movement, in round and round movement on the roundabout, crying with dizziness. The child continued to watch them very attentively, which was the roundabout which was going round and round, and a pink blush could be seen with a smile on the face of the child. His eyes followed the movement of the roundabout while his lips were parted with wonder, till he himself realized that he himself was also being carried round. First, the ring went very dangerously at very dangerous speed. Then slowly and slowly it started moving less fast, moving slowly. Seeing all this, the child put his finger into his mouth, watching the roundabout stop. This time, the child wanted to enjoy the movement, enjoy the roundabout. That's why, before the eternal denial, the perpetual denial of his parents had chilled his desire, strong desire to enjoy the roundabout. The child requested his parents very boldly, very courageously, that he wanted to have a ride on the roundabout. Let's see next. There was no reply. He turned to look at his parents. They were not there ahead of him. He turned to look on either side. They were not there. He looked behind. There was no sign of them. When he requested his parents very boldly, he found no answer. So he turned back to see his parents, but they were not there. The child looked either side of himself, but he didn't find them. He looked his backward, his backside, behind himself, but once more he found no sign of them, no trace of them. Students, let's see meaning of the difficult words. Invisible, unseen, rippling, web, miniature, small. Preceded, moved on, whirling motion, round and round movement, gradually, slowly, slowly. Beheld, watched, wrapped, thrust, anticipated, to expect something to happen. Eternal, perpetual, bold, brave. Students, let's study the next paragraph. A full deep cry rose within his dry throat, and with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from where he stood, crying in red fear, "Mother, father!" Tears rolled down from his eyes, hot and fierce. His flushed face was convulsed with fear, panic stricken. He ran to one side first, then to other, hither and thither, in all directions, knowing nowhere to go. "Mother, father," he wailed with a moist, shrill breath. Now, his throat being wet with swallowing the spittle, his yellow turban came untied, and his clothes, wet with perspiration, became muddy where the dust had mixed with the sweat of his body. His light frame seemed heavy as a mass of lead. Dear students, let's explain first. Students, when the child felt a deep desire to enjoy the swing roundabout, he requested his parents very boldly that he wanted to go on the roundabout, enjoy the roundabout. But he did not get any answer. When he didn't get any answer, he turned and saw his parents nowhere. When he saw that his parents were not there, he cried. He looked here and there behind himself, but he couldn't find them. There was no trace of his father and mother. So the little child felt very troubled, felt very miserable. So a deep cry, a very high cry rose from the dry throat of the little child. The little child started weeping very fiercely at very high pitch from his dry throat, and with a sudden shake of his body, the child started running from where he was standing in search of his parents. Now the child was crying in fear. He was very much petrified. The child cried, "Mother, father." Tears started rolling down from his cheeks. The child felt very miserable, panic stricken. The child looked very miserable, very tensed. He ran to one side first, then to the other side, hither and thither, everywhere. The child ran in search of his parents. In all directions, east, west, north, south, in all the directions, the child ran to find his parents, to find his father and mother. Because he didn't know where his parents had gone, in which directions his parents had gone. This time, he cried with a sharp breath, "Mother, father." He cried for his mother and father. From his wet throat, which was wet because of the swallowing of saliva. Spittle means saliva. Now the turban, the yellow turban which he had tied to his head, had gone untied, had gone unfolded, and his clothes had become wet because of sweat, because of perspiration, because he had run here and there, so his body has become very hot. His clothes had become muddy. His clothes had soaked sweat and dust. That's why his clothes had become muddy. When the sweat of his body mixed with dust, the clothes became muddy. The light body of the boy appeared to be very heavy, appeared to be so heavy as a mass of lead. Because now he was very much troubled, he was very tensed, so his light frame had turned heavy because of sorrow, because of tension. Let's see the next one. Having run to and fro in a race of running, for a while he stood defeated, his cries suppressed into sobs. At little distances on the green grass, he could see through his filmy eyes men and women talking. He tried to look intently among the patches of bright yellow cloths, but there was no sign of his father and mother. Among these people who seemed to laugh and talk just for the sake of laughing and talking. Dear students, since the child had ran, since the child had run here to there, here and there, he had now completely been defeated. He had become defeated. He had completely tired. The child stood defeated because he could not run anymore. And his cries had now turned into sobs. Sobs. Not very far away from the place where the child was standing, the child could saw on the green grass with his filmy eyes. Filmy eyes means the eyes which were filmy because of tears. The child could see men and women talking. So he thought that there must be his parents, his mother and father. So the child tried to look them very attentively among the patches of the bright yellow cloths. But the child could not find any trace of his parents. He could not find any sign of his father and mother among those people, among the men and women who were talking on the green grass. The men and women who appeared to laugh and talk only just for the sake of laughing and talking. The child looked towards them, but he couldn't find any sign of his parents. Students, let's see the meanings of difficult words. Flushed, red in fear, convulsed, shook violently, wailed, cried or wept, spittle, saliva, muddy, mud mixed, defeated. Here in this paragraph, defeated means tired, intently, attentively. Students, learn the lesson attentively. Prepare for your examination, learn the facts and try to make questions and answer them. Okay. Thank you. Stay healthy, stay safe.